All right, welcome back. A day in the life of the Grimoires. We got everybody out here. Leslie behind the camera and Lacey's out running around. So I wanted to follow up on a couple things that I've been working on. I kind of did some behind the scenes stuff. First, I want to follow up with the MS310. So this was the saw that I showed a little while back. This is the saw I bought, and it was relatively cheap. I bought it from a guy in the neighborhood, and didn't have a bar, didn't have a chain, didn't have the dogs, the spikes, and he said it ran great, no other issues. So I think the first time I used it, I noticed there was some oil leaking out of it. As soon as I put oil in, it was leaking. So I said no big deal, so I used it a few times. You've seen it on some of our videos. And then after that, I used it again and noticed immediately when I put oil in it, it was running out. So come to find out, I don't know if it was like this when I bought it, whatever, doesn't matter. So the oil tank was cracked. So if you know anything about these saws, the oil tank is pretty much the bottom of the saw. The motor mounts to the saw. You have to take everything apart to change those tanks out. It's the fuel tank and the oil tank. It's the whole bottom body of the saw. So anyway, at this point I had the saw. I knew it ran good. The piston looked good. Everything looked good. I was like, this piece was like $100 and something, I think, on Amazon, and it took me about a half a day to do it. But now I have another good backup chainsaw. I mean, this thing runs good, and now it's all ready to go. So now I've looked at everything. I've replaced a couple more parts that I knew it probably needed, and so now this is going to be a great backup saw for the channel. So anytime we use it, we're probably going to use it here pretty soon. We're going to go get some wood. So now I know this is a really good saw. Brand new chain, brand new bar. All right, so that's that one. So another thing that's been going on kind of in YouTube around, people are doing, not really doing, it's not like a fad, but I've noticed a lot of people that I watch, and some of, which are some of the hardcore loggers or people that are doing, climbing trees, cutting trees. They have a bunch of old saws. One of the main guys I'm talking about is Buckin' Billy Ray, and he has a ton of saws. And lately he's been pulling out these old, like late 70s, early 80s McCulloughs, the big, I don't know, I think it's a 44 or something, big CC chainsaws, big bars on them. They were the big saws back in the day. So anyway, so things kind of come full circle, which is kind of neat. So years and years ago, when I met my wife, so I'd go visit her, and her parents had a little side lot. Well, they had some old dead trees, partially dead trees, things that needed to be limbed, and her brother was not around to do it. So these are the two saws, which I'll go over each of them. This is a Remington, the Mighty Mite Deluxe. This is the deluxe model, in case you can't read that. But so these are the two saws that my now in-laws, they had at their house, and they were using for whatever. I don't know if it was my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, whoever. These are the two saws. So that's the first. This is a 34cc saw. So that's that one, and then there's this one. This is a Homelite, and this one is the Super Easy Automatic. Can't really see it on this side, but you can see it on that side. Super Easy Automatic. And these saws, when they got old enough to not play with chainsaws, of course I said, well, I'll take them. So over the years, they have just been sitting. I hadn't done anything with them. They've been literally in my building, just kind of taking up space. So now, after watching these videos and watching these people pulling out all these old saws, I was like, you know what? I got two old saws, and I like to tinker with stuff. Let's see if we can get them running, get them going. So this one had no spark, and I had to order a coil, which obviously not a new one, but a used coil Had to take some stuff apart, put the coil in. It's got spark, now it runs. I'm gonna crank up both of these. This one smokes like a freight train. I don't remember, I bet I could find the owner's manual of what the mixture ratio for this was. It was probably like 16 to 1, maybe 32 to 1. I think the exhaust is full of oil. But anyway, we'll run it. It's gonna smoke, but we'll go with that one. Same thing, so this Remington, I literally, once I got that one done and had success, I said, well, hey, I got another one. So let me go pull it out and see what it does. So, you know, like anything else, I put gas in it, put oil in it. I am running a little higher mixture. I'm running 50 to 1 in these because that's just what I had. But I did put a little bit of oil in there with him once I had him almost full. You know, again, I'm not exactly sure. I can't imagine 32, 40 to 1. I can't imagine they were running any more than that back in the day. But I did sharpen the chains, which was cool. I got the chains all sharpened up a little bit. I did cut some wood with them. So anyway, it was just kind of a neat little thing for me to remember when I was 17 years old, playing with these saws at my in-laws' house. And then now, being almost 50 and seeing all these people taking out these cool old saws, and I'm like, hey, I got some. So anyway, so let's, these are ice cold. As you can see, they are ice cold. This one is really neat too because, I'll get Leslie to, so this has, you have a thumb oiler. So as you're using this saw, you have to push it in and then you'll see the oil start coming out of the chain. So this is a thumb pump oiler, which is neat because they probably didn't have automatic oilers back in the day. But so yeah, let's fire it up and you can hear the difference between these saws and newer saws. So anyway, that's the Homelite. That one runs a lot cleaner than the other one. But this one, I think this saw too, I think that saw I used a lot more. I think this one was not running maybe still at the time, and I didn't use this one as much. But the funny thing about this one is this has an automatic oiler. So it's pretty much pull the choke. Oh, it's already on. Turn it on. And this one's going to be loud and smoky. All right. So this one's actually getting better. I think the more I run it, the less smokier it is. Although it's still smoking. But anyway, this was just a neat video for me, or a neat experience, because like I said, I've been using these saws forever. And so now you're gonna see them. Now I'm gonna, you know, we do some stuff around the house. I'm obviously not gonna take them out while we're, you know, getting big logs or bucking trees or doing stuff, but we'll use them around the house, just you know, keep using them, keep them in use, keep them running. And I think the more they run, obviously, like anything else, the better they're going to be. So anyway, just wanted to check in. We'll see you guys soon. So if you like the channel, subscribe, like, share it with your friends.